What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. And as you can see, I have this new mic, so I can finally now record audio on this laptop. I record on a laptop than on my phone because I have an Android phone and it just does not want to let me have the storage. So I'm gonna just use my laptop that I have, thanks to my parents. And yeah. And in today's video, we have just a regular workout, but with audio. So let's get to it. Oh my god, I finally have one. Okay. So first, what I do, first what I do is I warm up my wrist, and I already did that. So if you are trying to achieve planche, try to warm up your wrist first, and do every range of motion of the wrist joint. So like these, do some strength exercises and all that. Then after, so whatever level you're at, just kind of train to that progression. So if you're a beginner and you're trying to go from, you're gonna go from like 0 to 1. So just not being able to do anything to tuck planche, let's say. So exercises I would do, or that I did, are like the frog. Right? It's called the frog, right? If people who know. Okay. So here's how you do the frog. You just go like here, and you do this. Make sure you have your knees on either your triceps or your elbow. I believe the elbow makes it easier. Or like on your forearms. And then the harder you want to progress in the frog pose, you want to put your knees higher and higher. So you could do it from here. So you could do it from about the forearms. You put your knees on your forearms or your elbows, then your triceps, and it gets progressively harder. And make sure, and while doing, goddamn laptop. And while doing that, kind of act as if you're doing the planche. So you may not be extending the legs, but for the upper body, protract. What do you call that? Depression, scapula depression. I know you can't see, but hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. So you pulled your lats pull down, so you're protracting. You know, That's probably one of the only exercises I did to go from frog to then tuck planche, where you get your knees inside instead on your elbows and resting. And then an even easier one is to do the frog pose. Actually, an easier version. What I did just now was actually a little bit harder, so I'm gonna show you the easier one right now. So the easier one, all you do is just bend your elbows, and that's it. And like that. So you wanna kind of balance yourself on here. Your elbows, when you bend them, put them on the outside of your thighs. Not the outside, the inside of your thighs. So you're like that. Okay, and that will build the foundation of the start of learning the planche. And yeah, that's basically it. And then some other exercises I will also do if you want to learn the planche. Or of course, planche lean. You protract. Make sure posterior pelvic tilt, which is it's still going like that. Go like that. Protract, depression, lean forward a little bit. Lean as much as you can but with perfect form. So the posterior pelvic tilt, or wait, hold up, protraction and leading, but not leading too much where your form is fucked up. And then just hold it for maybe like 10 seconds, stop. And then like you could do it as sets, like you could do it for 10 seconds for one set. So for like 3 sets, you do 10 seconds each. Then rest for like actually a long time. So maybe like 3 to 4 minutes, I would say, because you're training your tendons. You're training your tendons, and they are very hard to recover. Your tendons are very hard to recover, and you want to make sure they get the rest they need, and make sure they're strong enough to like get powerful in the next set. And you're not like destroying them, because if you are destroying them, you're gonna tear a muscle. So please take this advice into consideration and just make sure you don't like really go at your tendons and destroy them. And like next you know your triceps are gonna hurt, like this whole part is gonna hurt. So don't like do that, and train almost to your limit, but like kinda below it every time when training planche. Or every time you're working out your tendon, activating it. And yeah. But for everything else, you're kind of fine, because you're only working on the muscles and all that. And muscles, they could take way more than our tendons, and they recover faster. And yeah, that's probably like the only bit you have to know. Like as a beginner, you really only need to know that. Just kind of keep that in mind while working out on your planche and stuff. And yeah, let's see, what else can I talk about? So for a beginner, tuck planche. Let's see, is there any others? Oh yeah, and if you can't do the tuck planche, so like if you're struggling to straighten out your arms, do like planche leans, or you could do some other exercises. Cause I remember when I started, I looked at this YouTuber called Chris Heria, and I just watched his video about planche, and he said take like a very light dumbbell, or even like 2 water bottles. So 2 water bottles, and then you just go from here, raise constantly, or raise slowly, and kind of do the same thing back down. So you could do that, or with either dumbbells or water bottles or anything, maybe even a book, like a pretty light, heavyish book. So like let me see. If you like get this, has something like this around thickness, and it's pretty light, and that's how you could slowly start training your tendons. Damn, it's backwards. I hope you guys know what this book is. Atomic Habits. Okay. Let's see what else. If you can't protract in tuck planche, you could. Oh wait. Yeah, if you have resistance bands, I would definitely recommend those, cause you'll definitely need resistance bands for the whole of your journey, and like you probably need them, and you could use them as a beginner too. Resistance bands. But right now, I don't have a door pull-up bar in my home, so I'm not even using these. I'm only using these for my scapula. But that's the point I'm gonna get into for you guys. So, for this exercise, you just take a band, maybe make it heavier if you want. Goddamn, bro. Okay. Por un momento. There we go. So you take a band, whatever resistance is fine, but if you're a beginner, go light, and you just do this. Make sure it's all the way protracted, then retract, and then push your shoulders again, protraction. And yeah, if you get, and to make that harder, you could go on the ground and do like a push-up form. So like this. So like maybe like a planche lean, but this time you're just gonna do like a regular push-up form. So posterior pelvic tilt, protraction, and all you're gonna want to do is do retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction. Yeah. And yeah, make sure you do those, and then you could do those, the push-up form, or like standing up. I did it on my knees because it kind of sounds wrong. I don't know. I did it like this because to show you guys. Or you could do it standing up. So like, yeah, hold up. And yeah, you could do it standing up. And yeah. Then if you have a pull-up bar at home, you could just grab onto it. Then when you're like in your dead hang, dang hang, you just do this, and that also trains the scapula. And I believe last also. No, it trains that as well. And that's like for the scapula. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh wait, no. So if you're past tuck planche and you're on to some between tuck planche, then going to advanced tuck, and you're trying to get to advanced tuck, the only exercises you really need to do is, one, you could use resistance bands, or just do these. So you see the form of a tuck planche, like maybe have like some picture of a dude doing it perfectly, then you replicate it and see if you can mimic it. But then when you try to mimic it, do it like this if you don't have like no strength, and then kind of lean forward. Because when you're doing a tuck planche, you're gonna lean way more forward in a tuck planche. A tuck, so from tuck is less lean, advanced tuck is more lean. So all you want to do, so tuck planche, then advanced tuck. You see that? I'm leaning more into forward than in the tuck planche. Man, this is hard. Man, I should get that mic that's around my neck like those YouTubers, you know? Okay. And yeah. So you definitely, in your journey, always work on the planche lean. Always try to do resistance bands training, your scapula training, definitely. And also work on your wrists. Because once you injure your wrist, you can't do anything. You really can't. And also keep in mind your tendon, your tendon, and all that. And that's it really for today. Maybe next time I might talk about the more advanced stuff. And when I'm able to do planche myself, like cleanly, more clean form, then I'll make a video about how I did planche, and like how I'm gonna give you some tips on how to achieve it yourself. And yeah, this is one of them. I hope I'm gonna achieve it. And yeah, this is one of them. Train your protraction, right? Then once you do planche, you do leg extensions, or not leg extensions. Well, technically, it's training your spinal extensors. So like this part right here. So basically the lower back. You're training the lower back. And if you're more advanced, you could just do the Superman thing, which I found out it also trains the same thing as when you go on a surface and it has a corner. Put your hip like into that corner and then you just raise your legs. But also make sure you don't raise it too much. You kind of want to mimic the planche form and stuff. Maybe I should show you that. Damn, I ended up continuing the video. God damn it. Okay. Oh, whatever. I'll show you that as well. Let's see. Okay, let's move this here. I'm gonna now move the laptop. So here, oh shit. So right here, if you guys watch my videos with no audio, then you know I did this exercise with this table right here that's very wobbly. Very wobbly dobbly. And I just go on here and you go on here, mimic the planche, and then you just raise your legs. And then you repeat that however you like. So like sets, reps, holding time, and all that good stuff. That's it for that exercise. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, the Superman. So the Superman, all you really need to do is get on the ground and do these. Oh shit, that's too low. So you get on the ground and you just raise your legs and your back too if you want, or I mean your upper body. You just kind of hold it and raise it, and if you feel it, it's activating the spinal extensors, which is your lower back. And now that's it for today. See you guys next time. See you guys next time on a video, and I will post a video on Wednesday. Bye.